Greetings. Today, I'd like to share with you a magic trick that uses no props whatsoever. All you need is your imagination and these invisible dice. You hand the dice to your spectator, make sure they roll them on the table, make sure they're not loaded or anything. And whenever they want, they can settle on any numbers. Those numbers on a dice have to equal 1 to 6, of course. So when they look at the dice, let's imagine they see the numbers 3 and 2. At this point, you may want to hand them a piece of paper so they can do some math and also write those two numbers down. Now, this is what you want to ask them, to take one of those dice, hold it in their hand, and look at the number. Let's say they're looking at the number 2, and the other dice on the table is a number 3. You tell them to look at the number in your hand and multiply it or double it. So 2 and 2 is 4. Then you ask them to add 5 to that number. It's going to give them the number 9. Then you ask them to multiply that by 5. Now they have the number 45. There's still a dice on the table. Remember that number 3? You ask them to add that number to your sum. They're going to get 48. Once they tell you that and they've stopped, you can ask them what that number is. They say 48. And instantly you can tell them that the dice on the table, the top number on one is 3, the top number on the other one is 2. Pick up the dice, say, you know how I did that? You left the dice on the table. I could see the spots, and put those invisible dice away. It'd be nice if you could really see invisible spots on invisible dice, but unless you're really a wizard, it's not going to happen. But we can do it with the magic of math. And let me show you that formula. So we take the 3 and 2, and once again, 2 times 2 equals 4. We ask them to double that number. Then we add 5. So 4 plus 5 equals 9. Then we multiply it by 5. They get the number 45. That number is always going to be different. It just depends on what the dice numbers are. You ask them to add the dice number that's still on the table. So 45 plus 3 in this case is 48. The one number that's always going to be the same is the number 25. You subtract 25 from whatever number they give you, and whatever your sum is, that's the numbers on the 2 dice. So let's say they did, a 4 and a 2. It's good to ask them to write those numbers down because they're going to have to do the math. Tell them to circle one of those numbers, and that's the dice you're going to use. So here we have, let's say they circle 4. So 4 times 2 is 8. First thing you're going to do. Then we add 5 is 13. Then we're going to multiply by 5. Is 65. And we add the face value of the other dice on the table, which was a 2 in this case, gives us the answer of 67. When we take the number 67, we always subtract by 25. Lo and behold, we get the numbers 4 and 2. 4 and 2 are the numbers on the dice on the table. You can pick those invisible dice up, put them in your pocket, and walk away, and they see you as a math magician. It's a great little bit of magic. It's a little thing you can carry in your pocket all the time. And as long as you have a group of people, it's good to give them a pencil and paper just so they can do the math. Everybody has a calculator on their cell phone. So it's easy to do this. And it really is a surprise that you can read the numbers. It's kind of a funny gig, but the next thing that I like about it is when you pick the numbers up or the dice up, you can say, you know how I knew that? You left the dice on the table. I could see the spots and put those invisible dice away. Have fun with the magic. Look forward to seeing you guys next time.